There's no point me saying you should do this and you should that because you're not going to listen. This is what I do. It might take me 400 videos to get motion, no views. Most businesses don't have that. Now, other people can use the platform to make money. These are the things that I've built. I got this all wrong. I thought I could just make a product and make it really great, and people would come and they would buy it. But that couldn't be far from the truth. The reason being is you need to have a brand first because the rules of the game have changed. In this era that we are in with the internet, with YouTube, with content, etc., if you're running a business and you don't have a brand first, you're just making it very difficult for yourself. It's like playing the best video game, the most fun video game on hard mode and expert mode every single time you play. But if you play with a brand first, then it's like playing on easy mode because people already know you. They like you, they trust you. So it's easier for them to actually make decisions when it comes to purchasing something from your business, whether it's a product or service. So I got this wrong multiple times. And this is someone who's speaking from a position where I have had brand, let's say, but in a different field. And that different field, if no one knows me in that or from that field, it doesn't translate. And I try to force it so many times where I would try to force my previous music career's branding into the entrepreneur. And it just didn't fit. It was like putting a square peg inside of a round hole or whatever the saying is. It just doesn't work. What works is if you've got social proof from the thing that you're talking about. So if I'm talking about software for businesses, I'm talking about YouTube enterprise, etc. There's no point me saying you should do this and you should that because you're not going to listen, right? Because you don't know who I am. So I cannot expect you to pay attention to what I have to say because you don't know me. I can look at my trust score on my first party software and see, okay, bro, you've done over 1,000 and something minutes. I'll put it up on screen. Let's have a look here. So my trust score says I have got over, if I'm logging into the right account, this is happening in real time, by the way. I'm not going to cut this because I'm not logged into the right account. And this is probably going to hurt my retention. But you know what? I'm trying to get a lesson across here. First of all, make sure you logged into the right account. Okay, I'm here now. So my trust score says 1,056 minutes logged on YouTube, which sounds cool. But if my goal is 600,000 minutes, then I'm a long way off. And I put 600,000 as a goal in first party for all users because I believe that is just a big enough goal for you to set your eyes on that can just let you get to work and get to uploading. That's equivalent to 10,000 hours of content on YouTube. Now, I'm pretty sure if I've got 10,000 hours worth of content on YouTube, I'm going to have a large enough brand where people know my beautiful face and they're going to reach out, they're going to buy my products, they're going to buy my watches, they're going to subscribe to my software, all of that great stuff, and I can have impact. But in these, you know, murky waters where you've got no brand, you've got no motion, as they say, right? You might have aura, but you might not have the motion. You might not have that bit rate, right? If you don't have these things, business will seem very difficult. And doing YouTube, especially, will seem even more difficult because every day when I show up to do a video, I'm excited. You know why? Because it's one step further that I'm going to get to turning this around in terms of the motion detector, okay? Meaning my brand, people knowing me for this specific thing, not things that I'd done previously in a different industry, but this specific thing here, I'm calling YouTube Enterprise, okay? Creator software. That's my new field. And I have to be very mindful of the difference between the two because I understand it. You know, I'm a black man with tattoos and I'm now currently wearing my hat backwards because my hair's short and it's not as blonde as it has been. And there are stereotypes that come with that, which is part of the game. But the fact of the matter is, in this space, I am unknown. And I think once you've come to terms with that, you can actually chart a course that is going to take you into a different realm altogether, because I believe in what I've built. I 1000% believe in it. I look at first party, I use it every day for my business. I'm seeing conversions, I'm tracking things, and it's just giving me so much insight that is actually fueling me to create more videos. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a long video or not. I'm going to see what the flow state is saying. But, a guy messaged me on LinkedIn, another cold outreach. And sometimes I don't know if these people are actually just generic themselves or they're actually using some automated way. And I asked him a question and he said, no, this was not automated. I just genuinely reached out. But his message was so generic that it seemed automated. And I asked him straight, I said, look, I make software for operators like you. You're trying to pitch me, but I'm going to pitch you back. Okay. But the point I'm making here is that because I didn't know who he was and he had no brand, in my eyes, he might have whatever amount of followers on LinkedIn, but I didn't know who he was. So that doesn't mean nothing to me. And this is the point I'm getting at. It's like, whatever space that you're in, you have to focus on the brand side of things first, because if you don't, it's just like an incline all the time, every single day. And when I speak to businesses, I advise them now, I'm like, you can pay for whatever marketing and ads or whatever you're going to do, fine. But there is no better social proof than you saying, hey, we have 500 videos on this channel on this subject, all long form, 10 minutes or longer. There's no better social proof than that. Because then people will be like, oh, they're serious. This is why Mr. B says, it's 100 videos before you can think about getting any views. Hence why I switch up what it is that I'm doing. Because I know, which I'm going to hit very soon, probably in the next week, but the first 100 videos, I can't expect views. So I have to use this to improve and get better each time. And me doing no edits is actually improving my speaking, is improving my delivery as a orator, as a entrepreneur and professional and presenter of ideas. So despite not getting any views, that doesn't matter to me. What matters the most is getting my brand to a position where people know me. Grant Cardone said, if they don't know you, they won't flow you. And it is that simple, and it's more apparent today because when I get these, random emails or DMs, I just throw the questions back. I'm like, okay, well, what's your social proof? You're saying you can do this and that. There's no difference when the shoe is on the other foot. So I gotta expect people to say, well, okay, Santino, like, what is it that you do? Right? Where's your social proof? My social proof right now, I could strongly say is one, I have built software from the ground up. This is not some vibe coding. This is full stack development. So we're talking software architecture, we're talking security, we're talking features that are very, very powerful for businesses. No vibe coding and just give it to Claude Code. No, no, no. I've built over 30 plus apps and websites, iOS, macOS, iPhone, Mac, iPad. I have built cloud-based websites. I have built payment integrated websites. I have built websites and SaaS products with multiple sets of logic, cloud function. I can reel off all of these things, but it's going to be nothing to you, right? There's no way for me to validate that other than say I have 10,000 users on this software. So if you look back at my previous videos on the channel, I stopped because I'll be honest, I got frustrated. I was like, I'm just talking about software, but it's just not resonating, even for me. Some of the ideas were cool, but some of it was just like, it's just not it. This is not it. And then I stopped, did the classic YouTuber thing. 8 months later, came back with new products or enhanced products because it's pretty much the same trajectory I was on with the iOS, macOS apps. But I actually started to migrate them into SaaS products. So first party is brand new. Lydia is an upgrade from Brilliant Sales. Brilliant Video is now 200 views, and I'm merging that into first party now. So it's a full creative stack. Like there's a lot has happened, and you'll see the difference in the videos, and you'll see the difference in the software as well. So in the past 2.5 years, or close to 2.5 years, I have gotten better as a developer and a scientist. Okay. So those are my social proof where I say go and subscribe. If you have the money and you need that product, I've got the tool for you right there. Okay. I could show you first party, which I've showed in my webinars. I've showed in the deep dive video, which I'll link to this video at the end. It's like an hour long, and I show you first party. I show you how powerful it is. I've showed you Lydia. So these are my social proof coins. But the thing is, that doesn't matter today. People want to see motion. They want to see what's your Instagram, how many subscribers you got, yada yada yada. Okay, and it's funny that that's how it works on the front end. I had a brand reach out to me a few days ago. Probably watched a video that had 2 views, and they wanted to talk about a brand deal. Now, why did they want to speak about a brand deal? Because I clearly popped up in their algorithm as they were searching for business. Now, the fact that I'm doing a video every single day is already putting me in the 1% of creators on the internet, specifically YouTube, because most people don't have the discipline to do a video every single day. So that's where I'm going to win there. Now, I know those wins are going to compound, but they're going to start to compound once I got 150, 200 videos, 300 videos, because this is the trajectory I'm on. And I've made peace with that. I've made peace with the fact that it might take me 400 videos to get motion. And I've seen creators that I track on another software of mine called Alfina.ai. You can go check that out for yourself, and I'll put a clip in this video. But here I track all of the top YouTubers. So I understand the funnels, I understand what products they're doing, I understand their journey because I have actually studied it. That's why I've built these tools. And those tools have helped me become better as a creator and entrepreneur because I've got tools at my behest that will make me better. And over time, more motion, more money, more revenue, all of that, profits, all of that good stuff, more influence, more impact. It will happen, but it takes time. So every time I show up and I make a video, I'm like, I'll look up my ideas. But I don't go to a Google sheet. No, I just go to 200 views and I see, all right, out of the let's have a look here, and I'll probably do a quick screenshot of this. So manage titles. I have 169 ideas. I have let's see how many here we got. Yeah, 169 ideas in this list of YouTube titles. Okay. So if I'm struggling for ideas, I just go to that. No type form, no Google Sheet, nothing like that. Okay. But with all that being said, sometimes it might be difficult for you to continue on with your YouTube journey as a business owner because you're expecting like immediate results. Maybe you may be expecting people to just click the link in the description and the Stripe notifications are going crazy. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. There has to be a time investment with YouTube for your business to actually yield some results. So you first have to make peace with that. Once you've made peace with the fact that this is going to take some time, but if we just continue on, keep making videos, as Mr. B says, improve something each time, make 100 videos, then you could talk to me about views. Until then, don't talk to me about views. That's what he says. That's all you've got to do. You've just got to keep improving and doing the work. Because however you want to look at it, nobody is going to know you or flow you if you don't have videos. So you're increasing your chance every single day. That's how I look at it. I just think of this as a game now, right? Everything is a game. My morning routine, that's a game. Or morning habits. I don't like routine, but it's a discipline that I'm doing. I do the same thing in the morning, in the day, in the evening. Okay? And I just keep doing this. YouTube, it's a new day, new video. That's how my brain is wired now. I'm going to, I think, hit 83 videos with this one. And seeing my trust score go up, seeing that I've got thousands of minutes on this subject of business and YouTube enterprise and software for creators, it's already shaping me to be the guy in this space. Okay? Because I'm doing the work and I've got the software to prove that, right? This is not like some cheap off-the-shelf vibe coded software. This is not that. This is powerful tools because I'm taking a long-term bet with the creator economy. I believe that this industry is going to be the biggest. probably second to like finance, right? Because finance is money, right? Everybody loves money. Everybody likes money. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs money, okay? But second to that, the creative industry will now create more revenue, more finance for more entities and people around the world. That's my big bet. The whole thing of video as an asset class is a topic that you don't really hear about too much. I've written a white paper on this. So if you subscribe to me on firstparty.app/Brilan, I will, maybe I'll put that as my lead magnet just to show you, right? This is something I wrote in 2024 as I was doing like the research for Alfina, and I got the green light to go ahead and work on it. I wrote a 40 something, 50 something page. Maybe I'll put that on the clip as well. Yeah, it's about 50 pages, something like that. PDF, very thought out research document to just articulate my ideas before I even developed anything. So when I go through Alfina now and I'm like, there's more tweaks that needs to be done, but first party is taking up most of my dev and creativity at the moment. There's more work to be done regardless of that. But I see this as the long-term bet. And if you are a business, as I've said, that just is getting frustrated because it's not happening quick enough, I'm just giving you this message, which is kind of different than just business guy, right? I'm giving you this message because you've got to keep going. You've got to keep creating the videos. If you stop creating the videos, you are decreasing your chances of your company, your brand, your business of getting discovered. YouTube is one of the best discovery platforms, if not the best discovery platform. So it would only make sense to just go long on it. Keep putting the work into it. It's definitely going to pay more dividends than TikTok. I know that for sure. And that's speaking as someone who's done tens of millions of views on that platform. Okay, I've seen it all. I've seen the pitfalls, the customer service, monetization, cart delete certain things. They add things, they remove your content, they do all kind of stuff, right, that you could imagine. That's why people was, not keen on that platform. But YouTube specifically, that's a whole different beast. If you crack that one and you get it right for business, your life, your clients, your colleagues, your family can change dramatically. That silver plaque, that gold plaque, that diamond plaque, that is available to everyone. But you've got to figure out how to crack this thing we call YouTube. But you're not going to crack that by not doing videos. One video a week. Okay, if it's cinematic and you've done, all kind of edits and trickery, fair enough, right? You might get some entertainment type views. But in the business space, it's very hard to really get authority across when you're not known. It's like you might know things and you might have experience, but the numbers don't align with, what you're saying. And that is the drop off. Hence why I say volume then. Because if it's like a situation where people are not going to take what you're saying for face value, then you have to beat them with volume and just say, well, look, I've got 500 videos on this topic. Show me people in this space who's got as many videos on this subject as me. I'll wait. Show me people in this space who has software like First Party. I'll wait. Show me in this space people who have their own financial Bloomberg equivalent terminal for the creator economy. I'll wait. Show me people who have got their own revenue intelligence CRM and system for pipeline tracking. I'll wait. You know what I mean? It's like I could just keep going and going and going because these are the things that I've built. These are the things that I've built. So this is the social proof. Okay? I even built social proof into First Party because I've studied the guys like the great Home Mosey who has said, lead with social proof first. If you don't have the figures, then lead with the work and do something that is so outrageously great that people cannot deny it after that. Or go get, 1,000 testimonials and do it for free. Just whatever it looks like, you've got to get it. That's the point I'm making. Just like the guy who DM'd me in LinkedIn, I'm not going to do any business with him. Not because I don't like him, not because he doesn't have good work. It's just, bro, I don't know who you are. You're messaging me and then saying I help people do this, this, and that. but I don't know who you are. The people I'm mentioning, the people who live rent free in your brain as a creative entrepreneur, the Hall Moses, the Omar Alcatoris, the Myron Goldens, the School of Hard Knocks, the Sam Ovens, the list goes on and on and on. Brett Malinowski, Brett Scales, Pierre Cowrie, BSM Fredo, the list goes on and on. Iman Gadsy. There's just too many people, but they have done something worth noting and worth remembering. That's what I'm getting at. And that's what you have to do as a business on YouTube. You have to do things or offer a product or service that is that good that people start talking about it. I always go to the thing of, I'm always, battling with pricing and modeling. I'm like, okay, well, if I drop my price, then, this is the old ways of thinking. If I drop my price, then I can get thousands more people. Not true, bro. Because you drop your price and you don't have any motion. People don't know who you are anyway. Now you're just someone who no one knows, and you're selling a product that's super cheap that probably doesn't even sound good. This is what I'm trying to get at. Is like, these are strategies that you have to really look at. You have to really see your positioning. You have to see what your messaging is saying. I've said specifically, first party is for businesses who want to grow on YouTube. Simple. If that isn't you, if you don't make, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, then the product isn't for you. Mainly because you don't understand how to get the best out of it. That's why. It's like, first buy is like a Rolls Royce or a Ferrari, a LaFerrari, right? It's like a SVR, SVJ Lamborghini. It's that powerful in terms of what it can do. So if you're someone who's just passed their driving test, you can't drive one of those cars because you're going to crash it. Or you're not going to know what button to press to even turn it on. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I've positioned first party like that because that's what it is. I did try to offer it to, musicians first because I'm a musician by trade. So I have a soft spot for them. But the harsh reality is a lot of musicians don't understand business. They don't understand technology, and they don't understand what is actually moving in the creator economy space. They're the same demographic who still rely on 0.0005 cents per stream and wonder why they never make any money. That's not the demographic for first party. First party is a enterprise software. So for serious businesses who actually want to track, measure, grow, monetize. I literally just rolled out first party stores yesterday. Now you can actually sell your digital products from your own first party. These are powerful things when you start to integrate payments inside of a software. Okay, not only do I have Stripe integrated for my subscriptions, but now other people can use the platform to make money. That took, I would say, just over 2.5 months, nearly 3 months of development, because I had to do the core foundational things first. So clearly I'm in the flow state. Clearly I'm cooking here, so I'm not going to stop. All right. I had to take the time to make sure that all the bugs on every single page and button and click when you actually see the video, which is an hour long. The reason why it's an hour long is because there's so much stuff to cover. I could not condense it down, and I still had more stuff I could have gone into depth with. And since then, I've actually built more things into first party. Like, it's actually unreal when you really think about this, where I look at the work that I've put into the software, and you don't really care about that because what does that mean to you? Nothing. You just want to know, what results does it get me? Well, I will tell you. The first thing is, you don't have to design anything, because I'm a design taste type of guy. I like design. I'm a snob when it comes to high taste level design. I've already built that in. All you have to do is upload your details and your information, your content, and it will display beautifully, like it is here on mine. Firstparty.app/Brilon. Looks beautiful, okay? You can measure everything that you're doing. And you should be measuring everything, because you won't know what strategies and what marketing plans are actually being effective. I know this from working with investment clients in the past, where their systems were just shocking. It was terrible. They didn't know how to track things. They didn't know where things was coming from. Lead generation, all of this stuff was just a mess. So I've taken inspiration from different steps in my journey in business, and all the strategy I did as a consultant previously, the books that I've written, 3 books, the clients that I've dealt with, small clients making 50K a year to large clients making 500K a month, right? I've seen the different elements and the different ways and the pitfalls of each side of the spectrum. And now I've just coded these thoughts into the software. And on top of that, I am chronically online, meaning I know exactly what's going on in the creator economy every single day because I have the tools to track it. Aside from first party, like I just told you, I have the tools that tells me what's going on in the industry. It only takes me a few clicks to have a look, and I'm like, okay, well, we've been tracking this creator since October 2024. It's now April 2026. So how much data do you think that I have and intelligence that I have in this space? How much? Most businesses don't have that. So when those guys like the LinkedIn guy reach out, I'm like, bro, I don't know who you are. Respectfully, you have to do a bit more work to get someone like my attention. That's just the facts. You might see, okay, this guy's got no followers on here. Yeah, because I didn't post on LinkedIn. I'm new on there. That doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. Big difference. So going back to it, performance, I can actually see what's going on. Now I can sell my own products. I can live stream. I can track my trust score. I can do my email campaigns all from one platform. I can set up video calls, webinars, all through first party. I can have my tickets. If I've got events, I can do my ticket booking system through first party. There's natural discoverability. So when brands start to look on first party for creators, you'll be one of the first 100 to actually start showing up if you get smart and get an account. But obviously, you need to book a demo call. You've got calendar booking. You've got VSL set up. You can set up your own VSL funnel with qualification questions and logic to filter out the bots, filter out the time wasters, people who are just not qualified. You've got all of that. You've got a store where you can literally sell digital products, and that goes to your Stripe account. You can get DMs. There's so many things that are in here, but it's not about just feature dumping. All of these features serve a specific purpose. That's how I built it. And the reason why is because I know it was needed. There's literally no fluff in here. It's not like most software that you pay for today where, you end up, I don't know, just paying for it, and most of the features you don't even use. I use every single feature. Okay, granted, let me be fully transparent here. The feature that I probably don't use the most or at all right now, but that's going to change soon, is probably events. The reason being is because I'm not doing any events. But if I was doing events, I could literally be selling the tickets in my own digital store from here. But that's the only one that I'm not using. Video calls I use to book my demo calls. That comes through automatically. Calendar I use. DMs I use. Kick live streaming I use. Campaigns I'm using every other day to do emails. Link tracking I check every day. Trust score checking every day. Audience analytics, email export, import. Of course, they are when you need to. And once I've published my content, I might just change a few things, but that is designed in a specific way where you don't have to be touching it every day. So the beautiful thing about this particular program, this particular software, this piece of machinery, is that it will tell you what you need to do. Not I have to find out. No, it will tell you what you need to do for your business and your creator-led enterprise on YouTube. It will tell you what's happening with the content that you're putting out there. So when I explain this to businesses, I'm trying to explain to them that you probably have fragmented systems already. Hence the reason why you're not getting the results that you would desire. I can tell you from just tracking these things in the past few weeks how powerful it is, because I know exactly where everything is happening. If somebody comes through the funnel, or if I put a link out or a video, I'm not thinking, oh, which funnel was it? I just look and I'm like, oh, okay. Not posting on threads. Yeah, I'm still getting, what's this? 59 clicks, 22% of traffic on socials is coming from threads, and I'm not even posting. IG stories, which I am doing every day, that is the highest, which it should be, 32%. YouTube newsletter CTA, 9%. Book demos, 6%. So, usually when people are running all these funnels and stuff like that, they always have to go into the software of whatever thing that they've set up, whether it's Typeform, whether it's Google Forms, whether it's Go High Level. I know all of them, right? Kajabi, Standstore, you name it. I've seen them, I've tested them. School, right? People click around to try and cultivate all the data, but first party is an engine. So everything comes through the engine. You don't have to go external to get that. And that is what is going to put me ahead of 99.9% of creators, even just for myself in my own business. Forget me selling this software to anybody else. Just me and my solopreneur business is already putting me in the 1% of creators that are winning. Not the 100 million creators that make $15,000 or less per year. No, these tools are not for those people, because those people haven't learned what is not working. They haven't felt the pain long enough to actually make a change in their creator business. And you have to look at it. It is a business. If you're posting on YouTube with the aims to make money, it's a business, or you have the desire to do a business. It's not free. AdSense is not free. You will have to pay tax on that money. It's not just free money from YouTube. So it's a business, right? As soon as you monetize, you've got a business. As soon as a brand deal reaches out, it's a business now. It's a different perspective that you have to have with YouTube in 2026 and beyond. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. For the next 9, 10 years, you must take this type of approach to your operations. That's why I've spent so much time building it. It started out as just I wanted to present my work. I wanted to, in a way that I deemed, credible. I was sick and tired of platforms like Spotify, as a musician, gatekeeping the data, not telling me where the people were, their names, their emails, phone numbers, nothing. Why? Because it's not my customer, it's theirs. So I flipped that around. I was like, okay, Spotify took all my catalog down. That's only in my publishing category now, in my catalog. I don't have my music on those platforms because it doesn't serve me. Those songs are now only coming from my platform, which I have my own playlists. I have my own data sources, so I control that now. So any brand, any company wants to license my music, it goes through me. If I want to stream my music, it goes through my platform, not theirs. Now, a lot of you guys, especially you musicians, won't want to do that. The reason being is because you are an addict. You are too used to the 0.005 cents of the no 100 streams that you're ever getting, right? You actually like the vanity metrics over the revenue metrics. And a lot of creators and a lot of businesses prefer views over actual clients. So if that's what I said in my webinar yesterday, which you can go and watch that replay. If you're someone who thinks views equals money or views equals clients, then you're just categorically wrong, because there's YouTubers who are getting 200 views and closing 60, 70K type deals just off of those videos. So me actually going on at this length, 33 minutes, right, is only going to cater to certain people. I'm going to have to be creative with the title for this one because I didn't expect to go this long. But the fact of the matter is, the fact I'm going this long with no edits shows you like I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just rambling here. I'm literally bouncing between showing software, talking about software insights, because this is what I do. This is what I do. I am blessed and fortunate enough to say I can do multiple things at a high level, but that's because I work on it. I'm not someone who talks and doesn't deliver on what I produce. The results speak for itself here. You show me a platform like First Party, and I'll eat my hat. But I know the players at the different levels, the guys who are at the top level with the venture capital funding, 50 million in capital raise, they're playing a different game. They're not actually profitable, right? They have hundreds of people on their staff payroll. They build in generic, software tools because they have to apply, be applicable and appease many, many people around the world and many users. But once you get away from the grassroots, you actually don't know as much of what people actually want because you're not paying attention to the YouTuber who's, got his vlog in Miami. You're not paying attention to that. All you're doing is podcast circuits and, just doing the rounds to try and get more visibility. But when you actually on the street level, let's say, you can actually see what's going on. You can see what's moving and shaking. You can see who's connected with who. What are the strategies that are happening this week? Not next month or what happened 6 months ago. Things are changing quickly. Things are changing quickly. So you have to know what's the new update. What strategies did we try on this webinar that worked and didn't work? What are the reframes that we are using? What software stack has changed? How is AI affecting the things that we are doing in business? How are people responding to AI content? How are people liking AI content? Do they hate it? Do they love it? You've got to know what's going on. And the right tools can give you those insights, but you first have to know how to use them. And going back to my original point, this is why doing 100, 200 videos for your business is a perfect lesson for you because it will teach you the discipline. It will teach you that, yes, you're going to have to eat glass for 200 videos and get no views. You're going to have to spend time producing a video and get no views. Literally, no one saw the video. Then you see it and it hurts psychologically because you're like, dang, bro, that was like a 10-minute video. Edited it, exported it, color graded it to get no views. You've got to eat that. That's part of the game. That is part of the game. But you can get strategic at least for the long term just by thinking outside of the box and really assessing where you're at on YouTube because YouTube will level the playing field. You could come from, and I've seen this, I was on a webinar 2 days ago. Watching a podcast. This guy's made $250 million off of webinars. But he's still now realizing that, I made 250 mil on webinars, but I don't have no motion on Instagram. You see what I mean? It's like he's recognized, like, yes, I must do content because if I want to make more business, how am I going to make more money if I don't do content? You cannot rest on the $250 million made, over the past 16 years or over a course of 16 years. So that's someone like that who's now thinking, I need to make content. So he's going on a podcast of someone who has motion. 173K subscribers is where he was sat talking, which is still relatively small. But in the podcast space, the entrepreneur business game, that's decent. You're going to get regular viewers, you've got a dedicated audience, and you're making money from the ads, first of all, and just the general traffic that you're getting for your business. So there's no way around it, is my point. Just like the guy on LinkedIn who messaged me and DM me, he's got no motion, and he's messaging the guy with no motion. It's like the blind leading the blind. Why are you even messaging me, bro? I'm not your guy. And you're not the guy for me, because I don't know who you are. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just want you to take from this video that there are going to be hurdles doing business on YouTube. It's going to be painful. It's going to suck for at least, just call it 200 videos. If you just have that in your mind, like, okay, 200 videos, I'm going to get no views. And if you do that, you will approach each video with a lot of vim and excitement. But if you approach it like, I need to get views, that is going to destroy you, your team, and everyone who's working on these videos because you put in too much pressure on that video to perform. You're putting too much pressure on the video to perform. You have to just go into it with the mindset of, we're going to make this video because we have to. And we are building a library of content. So when our ICP, our initial ideal customer profile, discovers this on this platform, one of the biggest, if not the biggest streaming platform on the planet, we're going to have enough content that they can sit there, binge like they're watching their favorite show on Netflix, and have more trust, have more likability, have more insights into what we do, how we do it, when we do it, where it's done, and then they can make a buying decision. And if they see a channel with less than 10 videos, they are going to click off somewhere else. Most of the time, YouTube probably won't even suggest any more videos because you don't have enough videos on the channel in the first place. You just got to think about it logically. So even if you're starting now, you shouldn't even be expecting customers. You might get lucky and some people just say, hey, I love what you're talking about. Let me go and buy. But that doesn't always happen. So if you simply just take that approach, 200 videos, not care, just focus on building the brand, focus on getting motion, focus on having people know, like, and trust you, build up your trust score, track and all your data so you can at least monitor it as you're growing, and you'll see that will compound as well over time. So I'm actually looking forward to see, 200,000 total clicks, which I'm just short of 1,000 at the moment, and this is being in, like, I don't know, 4 weeks. So 250 clicks, I'm seeing the conversions, I'm seeing what's, happening in my business with the content that I'm making. So I'm fine with it, is my case in point here. I'm fine with the game. I'm fine with the fact that I must get motion. I'm fine with the fact that nobody cares until they care. Make 200 videos and then we'll see about views. I'll take it even further than Mr. Beast. He's at 100 videos. I'm going to say 500 videos. 500 videos, and then I'll see how many views I'm getting. But until then, that's it.